The Lamborghini Revuelto is a groundbreaking machine that marks a bold leap into the future of high-performance automotive engineering, blending tradition with innovation in a way that only Lamborghini can. At first glance, it is unmistakably a Lamborghini, with its sharp, aggressive lines, low-slung stance, and dramatic aerodynamic sculpting. But beneath its fierce aesthetic lies a revolutionary powertrain, a V12 hybrid plug-in system that redefines what it means to be both powerful and progressive. This is just an evolution. It's a statement. The Revuelto delivers a staggering combined output of over 1,000 horsepower, catapulting it into a new league of hypercars where electrification enhances, rather than dilutes, the raw emotional power of the drive. What truly sets the Revuelto apart is how it handles this immense power. The car's new monofuselage chassis, made primarily from carbon fiber, offers not only increased rigidity but reduced weight. The result is razor-sharp handling that feels surgically precise yet organically connected to the driver's intentions. The integration of the electric motors into the all-wheel drive system creates torque vectoring possibilities that are both intuitive and thrilling, giving the driver unprecedented control in corners and explosive traction on straights. It is not just fast, it is intelligent in how it delivers that speed. Inside, the Revuelto brings a new level of digital sophistication to the Lamborghini experience. A triple-screen layout, one for the driver, one for the central infotainment, and one for the passenger, creates a cockpit that is immersive, futuristic, and connected without being overwhelming. Yet, for all its high-tech allure, the cabin remains a celebration of Italian craftsmanship and aggressive elegance. This is a car that respects its past, embraces the present, and drives full throttle into the future. The Lamborghini Revuelto is not merely a car, it is a vision of what performance can become when innovation meets unrelenting passion. The Lamborghini Revuelto represents a defining moment in the history of performance automotive engineering. It is not merely the next chapter in Lamborghini's legacy. It is a bold rewrite of the rules that have governed what a supercar can and should be. At the heart of this monumental leap forward is a revolutionary hybrid powertrain, one that dares to combine two seemingly contradictory forces: the soul-stirring thunder of a naturally aspirated V12 engine and the silent, instantaneous torque delivery of electric motors. This union does compromise either component, it enhances both. And in doing so, the Revuelto does not simply move the performance needle. It rips the gauge off the dashboard entirely. To understand the magnitude of what Lamborghini has accomplished here, one must first appreciate the cultural and technical significance of the V12. This engine has been the very heartbeat of Lamborghini. Its most iconic machines for over 6 decades. It is a symbol of unfiltered power, of emotional resonance, of mechanical purity. In an era where turbocharging and downsizing have become the norm, Lamborghini has doubled down on what makes its cars unlike anything else on the road. But rather than allow the V12 to be a relic of the past, the engineers in Sant'Agata Bolognese found a way to bring it roaring into the future by coupling it with a trio of electric motors, 2 at the front axle and 1 integrated into the new 8-speed dual-clutch transmission at the rear. The Revuelto becomes the brand's first high-performance electrified vehicle, HPEV. It is a bold declaration that Lamborghini is not here to follow trends but to lead them on its own terms. The result is a combined output that exceeds 1,000 horsepower, specifically 111 HP, making the Revuelto the most powerful production Lamborghini ever built. But raw numbers, impressive as they are, only tell part of the story. What makes this hybrid powertrain truly revolutionary is not just its peak output, but how and when that power is delivered. The instant torque from the front electric motors gives the Revuelto a catapult-like launch, with 0 km/h achieved in a blistering 2.5 seconds. Meanwhile, the V12 engine, unencumbered by turbochargers, delivers a linear and visceral power band that builds with an intensity no synthetic sound could ever replicate. The hybrid system does dilute the experience, it amplifies it, both in sensation and in capability. Driving the Revuelto is a sensory onslaught, but it is also a lesson in balance. The electric motors are not tacked-on afterthoughts, they are integral components of the car's architecture. In urban environments, the Revuelto can operate in full electric mode for short distances, gliding through cities with a whisper. This capability not only reduces emissions but allows the driver to navigate quiet zones or early morning departures without disturbing the peace. Yet, at the mere touch of the throttle, the dormant beast awakens. The transition from EV to hybrid to full combustion is seamless, immediate, and utterly exhilarating. This is not hybridization for the sake of compliance, it is hybridization for the sake of transcendence. The very architecture of the Revuelto has been reimagined to support this electrified powertrain. The mono-fuselage chassis, crafted largely from carbon fiber, not only provides the strength and rigidity necessary to handle the car's prodigious performance, but it also houses the battery in a central tunnel where the transmission once lived in earlier Lamborghinis. This clever reconfiguration keeps the car center of gravity low and balanced, ensuring that the additional weight from the hybrid system does not come at the expense of agility. In fact, the Revuelto feels lighter on its feet than many of its less powerful counterparts, thanks in part to the strategic deployment of electric torque in cornering situations. The electric motors up front enable true torque vectoring, allowing the car to pivot into turns with surgical precision, responding to driver input like a living organism rather than a mechanical assembly. Efficiency, once a dirty word in the world of supercars, is redefined by the Revuelto. The hybrid system enables energy recovery under braking and coasting, feeding power back into the battery, and ensuring that every joule of energy is put to good use. This is a car that learns from its environment, that responds to the road not just with fury, but with intelligence. It adapts its power delivery to suit conditions, to optimize traction, to maximize acceleration, or to conserve fuel when needed. But don't mistake this adaptability for tameness. The Revuelto is still very much a Lamborghini, capable of savagery when unleashed. The hybrid system does neuter the V12's character. It gives it a sharper edge. In designing the Revuelto, Lamborghini faced a profound engineering and philosophical challenge. How to retain the soul of a raging bull in a world increasingly dominated by electrification? The answer was not to reject the future, but to embrace it on Lamborghini's own terms. The Revuelto is not a compromise, it is a conquest. It shows that it is possible to build a car that satisfies the emotional hunger of driving enthusiasts while also respecting the imperatives of environmental responsibility and technological advancement. And yet, for all its futuristic powertrain complexity, the Revuelto remains approachable. The drive modes Città, Strada, Sport, and Corsa allow the driver to tailor the experience with dramatic effect. In Città mode, the Revuelto glides silently through traffic. In Strada, it offers a grand touring experience that is still more comfortable than any V12 hypercar has the right to be. Switch to Sport or Corsa, and the full might of its 111 horsepower is unleashed with such ferocity that you are left breathless. The V12 howls, the electric motors surge, and the Revuelto becomes a living weapon aimed at the horizon. There's an undeniable sense of occasion every time you start the Revuelto. The push of the ignition button awakens not just a machine, but a myth. The V2 fires to life with a thunderous roar that resonates through your chest. There is no sterile electric buzz here, no synthetic growl piped through speakers. This is the sound of controlled chaos, of mechanical symphony, of passion forged in aluminum and carbon fiber. It is the sound of Lamborghini refusing to let go of its identity, even as it reshapes what that identity means. The Revuelto stands as a testament to what can happen when a brand refuses to accept the limitations of conventional thinking. Where others see compromise, Lamborghini sees opportunity. Where others see the end of an era, Lamborghini builds a bridge to the next one. This hybrid powertrain is not a stopgap, it is a blueprint. It is a signal that the supercar can evolve without losing its essence. That emotion and efficiency can exist not just in parallel, but in harmony. It proves that progress does not have to be silent, boring, or soulless. The Lamborghini Revuelto is not just a step forward in automotive design, it is a bound forward. It fuses the legendary drama of the V12 with the cutting-edge capabilities of electric propulsion to create something truly new. Something that doesn't abandon its roots, but digs deeper into them while growing upward toward something bolder, greener, and faster. In a world teetering between nostalgia and novelty, the Revuelto manages to deliver both. It gives you the raw, unfiltered emotion of a naturally aspirated V12 and the technological prowess of a modern hybrid system working in perfect unison. In every sense, this powertrain is not just revolutionary, it is evolutionary. It is the future of Lamborghini, forged in fire and refined with electricity. It is proof that performance and responsibility are no longer at odds, and it is, above all else, a reminder that true innovation honors the past by building a better version of it, faster, smarter, and more exhilarating than ever before. The Lamborghini Revuelto is more than just a powerhouse of raw energy. It is an intricate dance of power, control, and precision, choreographed through one of the most sophisticated chassis and handling systems ever engineered into a road-going vehicle. For all its breathtaking speed and its revolutionary hybrid powertrain, it is the Revuelto's handling dynamics, its behavior on the edge, its ability to transform driver input into elegant, razor-sharp motion that truly elevates it from the realm of impressive to the realm of astonishing. At the core of this transformation is Lamborghini's newly developed carbon fiber monofuselage, a structural masterpiece that redefines what a supercar chassis can be, and a next-generation electric torque vectoring system that brings an intelligence and responsiveness to the driving experience previously reserved only for the domain of theoretical perfection. To speak of handling in the context of Lamborghini is to speak of violence refined into grace. Lamborghini's legacy has always danced on the line between aggression and elegance, delivering brute force performance wrapped in sculpted precision. But with the Revuelto, this balance is recalibrated on a molecular level. The carbon fiber monofuselage, the very skeleton of the vehicle, is not merely a technical marvel. It is the spine that supports an entirely new way of thinking about structural rigidity, weight distribution, and dynamic balance. Crafted with expertise honed over decades of carbon fiber mastery, the monofuselage achieves a level of stiffness that allows the suspension to operate with surgical precision, unaffected by chassis flex or vibration. Every input from the driver, every nuance from the road is transmitted cleanly and faithfully through the vehicle's structure. There is no slop, no delay, only purity. This increased stiffness does more than just sharpen turn-in and increase feedback. It also allows the Revuelto to be lighter and more responsive than its size and power would suggest. In high-performance automotive design, weight is the eternal enemy. It dulls responsiveness, elongates braking distances, and dilutes driver feedback. But Lamborghini has declared war on weight with this monofuselage, integrating carbon fiber in a way that minimizes mass while maximizing strength. The result is a supercar that defies expectations not only in straight-line performance but in its nimbleness through corners, in its obedience under stress, and in its balance at the limits of adhesion. But structural rigidity and lightweight construction are only part of the equation. What truly sets the Revuelto apart is how it channels its prodigious power through a sophisticated electric torque vectoring system that is integrated directly into the drivetrain. This system, made possible by the hybrid configuration, fundamentally changes how the vehicle handles, especially under extreme conditions. Traditional mechanical differentials are limited in how they can distribute power between the wheels, but with electric motors independently powering the front wheels, the Revuelto can send torque precisely where it is needed in real time. This is just traction control. It is corner control. It is the ability to pivot the car around its axis, to apply subtle corrections mid-corner, to make a 1,000-horsepower machine feel light, controllable, and intuitive. On a winding road or a technical circuit, this torque vectoring system becomes the invisible hand of a genius co-driver. As the driver pushes harder, as speeds increase and lateral forces build, the Revuelto does fight back. It leans in. The outside wheels are fed more torque, increasing cornering force. The inside wheels receive less, aiding rotation. The result is a car that can turn harder, exit faster, and recover more cleanly from slides or oversteer. In practical terms, this means that the Revuelto inspires confidence. It does demand submission, it invites mastery. Adding to this sense of command is the newly calibrated suspension system, which is directly linked to the car. Sophisticated vehicle dynamics controller. This system monitors road conditions, steering input, throttle position, yaw angle, and grip levels in real time, making thousands of calculations per second to adjust damper settings, torque distribution, and stability control thresholds. But despite its overwhelming intelligence, the system never feels clinical or detached. The Revuelto does drive itself. It amplifies the driver's capabilities. It rewards skill, but it forgives the occasional misstep. It is brutally fast, yet somehow it remains gracious. The Revuelto's handling performances just confined to cornering speed. It extends into every aspect of motion. Take braking, for instance. The regenerative braking system, a byproduct of the hybrid layout, is seamlessly integrated with the traditional carbon ceramic brakes. This means the car recovers energy under deceleration, while still offering the fade-free, high-speed stopping power demanded by a car of this magnitude. But unlike many hybrids where regenerative braking can feel artificial or intrusive, the Revuelto's system is calibrated for consistency and feel. The brake pedal provides linear, confidence-inspiring response, allowing the driver to modulate precisely and attack corners with absolute certainty. Even the steering system has been reimagined for this new age. Electrically assisted, yet mechanical in feel, it is one of the most communicative systems Lamborghini has ever installed in a car. The rack is quick, but not twitchy, delivering just the right amount of resistance to remind you that you are connected to a mechanical process, not just commanding code. In tight corners, the Revuelto's agility is shocking. It rotates with the eagerness of a much smaller, lighter car. In fast sweepers, it remains stable and composed, never feeling nervous or unsettled. There's a sense of harmony here, a rare and precious equilibrium between hardware and software, between human and machine. All of this results in a driving experience that is deeply immersive, almost emotional in its precision. You don't simply steer the Revuelto, you converse with it. You don't command it, you collaborate. It is a car that reacts not just to what you do, but to why you do it. It rewards intention. It listens, and it delivers feedback in a language any passionate driver will understand instinctively. Grip, balance, flow, momentum. These are not abstract engineering terms. When you roar behind the wheel, they are physical sensations that course through your hands, your spine, your entire nervous system. The Revuelto does just respond, it communicates. Of course, none of this engineering wizardry would matter if it did translate into real-world usability and driver enjoyment, but this is perhaps the most astonishing feat of all. The Revuelto, for all its track-ready aggression and performance capability, is genuinely approachable. Whether you are navigating a twisty alpine road, accelerating onto a highway on-ramp, or simply maneuvering through an urban environment, the car remains compliant, stable, and predictable. This is not a machine that punishes overconfidence or demands perfection. It welcomes exploration. It invites progression. It meets you at your skill level and encourages you to rise. This duality, the ability to be both savage and civilized, thrilling yet thoughtful, is what defines the Revuelto. As advanced chassis and handling philosophy, it is not merely about going fast. It is about doing so with control, with poise, and with an artistry that honors Lamborghini's racing heritage while embracing the possibilities of a new technological era. In every sense, the Revuelto's handling is the product of a deep and passionate understanding of driving dynamics. It is not a generic implementation of modern technology. It is a specific, purposeful orchestration of components working in perfect synergy to deliver something few cars ever achieve: true driver connection. There are many fast cars in the world. There are many that can boast about lap times and acceleration figures. But very few can make those statistics feel personal. The Revuelto does. It translates numbers into sensations, engineering into emotion. Every element of its chassis and handling has been designed not just for performance, but for experience. It is a car built not just to be admired, but to be driven. Driven hard, driven intelligently, and driven with joy. The Lamborghini Revuelto is, in the truest sense, a driver's car. A car that does merely tolerate ambition, it thrives on it. A car that does ask for fear or reverence, but demands respect through inspiration. It is not just a machine. It is a masterpiece of dynamic expression, forged in carbon fiber, programmed with intelligence, and animated by passion. It takes every corner as an opportunity, every straight as an invitation, and every driver as a partner in a shared pursuit of greatness. This is handling redefined. This is Lamborghini evolved. This is the Revuelto. Step inside the Lamborghini Revuelto, and you are no longer simply entering a car. You are entering a space that dissolves the boundary between high-performance machinery and visionary art. The interior is not just a cabin. It is a cockpit in the truest sense. A fusion of digital innovation, material mastery, and emotional resonance. It is where the past and the future of automotive luxury meet, not in conflict, but in seamless harmony. Here, Italian craftsmanship does compete with technology, it elevates it. This is a place where tactile luxury and visual futurism coexist, each enhancing the other, creating an environment not just of function or comfort, but of presence. The Revuelto does not merely surround you, it envelops you, orients you, and prepares you not just to drive, but to experience. The first impression, as you ease into the low-slung cockpit, is that of command. The Revuelto's cabin is deeply driver-centric. Everything, every display, every switch, every material line draws your attention forward, toward performance, toward precision. The triple-screen layout is a technological triumph, yet it avoids the sterile feel of most digital-heavy interiors. Instead, Lamborghini has crafted a digital ecosystem that feels alive, responsive, kinetic, and deeply intuitive. There is the central touchscreen, elegantly integrated into the console, a digital instrument cluster that pulses with clarity, speed, and a third display reserved for the passenger, giving them access to select vehicle data and infotainment features. This is not distraction. It is collaboration. For the first time, Lamborghini has made the passenger a participant in the thrill of the drive, allowing them to monitor G-forces, performance metrics, and even adjust media settings without interrupting the driver's focus. Each screen is crisp, vividly rendered, and fluid in operation. The interfaces are not cluttered with needless complexity but distilled to provide exactly what you need when you need it. Driving modes, navigation, telemetry, hybrid energy flow, all available with a swipe or a tap. And yet, despite all this digital sophistication, the soul of the cabin remains unmistakably analog where it matters most. The tactile feedback of the controls, the feel of the steering wheel wrapped in the finest leather and Alcantara, mechanical elegance of the toggle switches that summon, exhaust fury, or activate the launch control, it all remains deeply human. This interior does just reflect Lamborghini, as dedication to design it screams it. The materials alone tell a story of heritage, obsession, and craftsmanship that is uniquely Italian. Carbon fiber is used generously, but never gratuitously. It, exposed where structure meets style, seamlessly integrated into the dashboard, door panels, and center console, not just to suggest performance, but to declare it. The seats, sculpted like those of a fighter jet, are wrapped in a symphony of hand-stitched leather and Alcantara, each surface a testament to artisan precision. The stitching patterns are sharp, architectural, and symmetrical, not merely decorative, but a structural element of the visual flow. You can trace the lineage of Lamborghini as design DNA in every angle and contour. The Y-shaped motif, a signature element seen on the exterior lighting and now echoed inside, shapes the dashboard as architecture, the ambient lighting layout, and even the vent placement. This thematic consistency is not accidental. It is the mark of a design language that has been studied, refined, and masterfully executed. It is a language that says, "This is Lamborghini." Bold, unapologetic, and yet remarkably cohesive. What is most impressive, however, is that Lamborghini hasn't sacrificed usability in pursuit of drama. This is a car designed to be lived with, not just stared at. The seats offer real support, even during long drives, and the driving position is adjustable with enough precision to accommodate a wide range of body types. The ergonomics are intuitive, controls fall to hand naturally, without the need to fumble or second guess. There are even practical elements subtly embedded within the flamboyance. Improved storage areas, enhanced climate control logic, and voice assistant integration that responds with surprising fluency. But the Revuelto's interior does something more than just balance form and function, it creates atmosphere. The ambient lighting system, subtle yet sculptural, allows the driver to tailor the mood of the cockpit. In città mode, when the car glides silently on electric power, the cabin can feel tranquil, almost meditative, bathed in soft illumination. In Corsa mode, with the V12 engine roaring behind you and the torque vectoring system primed for track aggression, the lighting shifts to a bolder hue, mirroring the car's transformation from serenity to savagery. This isn't just cosmetic, it is theatrical. It is part of an immersive narrative that makes the Revuelto more than transportation. It makes it performance art. Even sound, often overlooked in interior design, is treated with reverence. The Revuelto's cabin is acoustically tuned to allow the V12 engine symphony to be a part of the driving experience without overwhelming it. Yet at the same time, when in EV mode, the cabin cocoons you in near silence, save for the subtle whir of electric motors and the hum of anticipation. The audio system, engineered in partnership with a high-fidelity specialist, delivers concert-grade sound, but it never intrudes. It complements. It waits patiently for moments of calm, where music can take center stage without competing with engine noise or road roar. This duality, the ability to pivot between extreme performance and serene luxury, is part of what makes the Revuelto's interior so extraordinary. It doesn't lock you into a single experience. It adapts. It reads the moment. Whether you are threading through tight city streets or unleashing the car's full potential on a mountain pass, the interior responds visually, sonically, emotionally. And that is the difference between good design and transcendent design. Good design functions, great design breathes. And yet, for all this innovation, the Revuelto's interior remains deeply personal. Lamborghini offers extensive customization options that allow each owner to tailor the cabin to their individual taste. There are color palettes that range from the conservative to the audacious, materials that range from traditional leather to cutting-edge synthetic composites, and bespoke stitching and trim options that allow the car to become an extension of your identity. This is where the artistry of Italian coach building meets the precision of modern engineering. Each Revuelto cabin is a canvas, and the owner is the artist. But perhaps the most impressive thing about the Revuelto's interior is how it makes you feel. It doesn't merely impress, it inspires. It gives you the sense that you We're sitting in something created with obsession, not obligation. That you were not in a derivative product of committee decisions, but a handcrafted, visionary expression of what a supercar interior can be. Every inch, every pixel, every fiber has been touched by people who care not just about speed or stats, but about experience, about meaning. The Revuelto S interior is the future of Lamborghini, not just as a carmaker, but as a curator of emotion. It reflects a shift from the purely mechanical to the harmoniously integrated, from brutal minimalism to digital sensuality, from cockpit to sanctuary, from driver to co-creator. This is what happens when you take technology and wrap it in tradition, when you take innovation and present it with taste. You get a space that does just serve the machine, it elevates the human. And that ultimately is the greatest triumph of the Lamborghini Revuelto's interior. It does to just keep pace with the technological future it leads it. It does to compromise its identity to fit in, it reshapes expectations to stand out. It is a place where heritage and progress meet, not as opposites, but as collaborators. A place where the thrill of the drive begins long before the engine roars and continues long after the wheels stop spinning. It is the culmination of passion, the embodiment of precision, and the celebration of Italian excellence at its highest form. This is not an interior. This is a declaration, a promise that, while the world may change, while technology may evolve and taste may shift, Lamborghini will remain what it has always been: a master of emotion, a sculptor of dreams, a builder not just of cars but of legends. The Revuelto from within is not a step forward, it is a leap into something entirely new, a revolution wrapped in leather, carbon fiber, and digital light. A space not of compromise but of convergence. This is Lamborghini's future, and it is glorious.